Shamps and giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Shamps and giggles back for 2024. Oh my lord.
But hold on a minute, hold on a minute. When we face the here I am. Welcome, one and all. Shamps and giggles. It's another week. Plenty of discussion to go forward. Not to mention tributes and such and so forth. But interestingly, we've hit on a topic here which is of major concern. Hold on, run it by me. So 11.4 million. Hold on, run it by me so I'm not confused.
Okay. So let me let you know what the subject matter is. In the news, it was someone asked for some information which you're entitled to. I think it's freedom for information.
Yeah, that's right.
Regarding the royal family, because they said that they class it as secret millions, royal family secret millions.
Oh wow.
And I thought, what's all this about? Anyway, it says the royal estate receives millions from public bodies and charities. And I thought, that can't be right. Public bodies.
Was this on dispatches?
It's in the news. It was on the BBC News.
Yeah.
And they're quoting income, secret income that I didn't know that they get, because they class themselves as duchies of Cornwall and duchies of Lancaster. They're entitled to ground rent, and they're owners of lands in London. So the reason why I'm saying this is because what startled me, it says that over the past year, deals made by the duchies, which is the royal family of Lancaster and Cornwall, has raised over around £50 million. The Duchy of Lancaster alone, which is, it says it's Prince William's Duchy of Cornwall, established in 1337 to both hold large amounts of land. But then it says their contracts, with public bodies are said to include a £37.5 million agreement, between the Duchy of Cornwall and the Ministry of Defence, to lease Dartmoor Prison.
Right.
So
where else would they put Dartmoor?
Yeah, but regardless, it's not where they put them. I'm saying that to charge the prison service 37.5 million.
Over how long?
There's no date. It's endless, isn't it? Because it's a prison.
It could have been over the past 20 years. Could have been over the past 30 years.
Oh, why did it burn?
So now, and that's just one.
Let me see. Bring it, Nikki.
You need to mute yourself, Pinky.
Yeah.
You need to do the hostings. So that's just one contract. They've also got another contract for 11.4 million.
I think it's good on them though, really.
And that is for Guy's and St. Thomas's Hospital.
Yeah.
Just 11.
Yeah, but hold on, wait. But you got to look at it in the other way. How much money did you count there already?
That's in total so far, and that's just between two establishments. That's 40, 47, 48, nearly 49, nearly 50 million between two establishers.
48 million, but that's not per year. That's over a time period.
Well, there's no time frame for the Ministry of Justice Dartmoor Prison, because the prison ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So that to me is it can't be endless. They're getting 37.5 million for that one item prison. They're getting 11.4 million for two trusts, St. Guy's and St. Thomas's.
Right.
And that's for leasing a warehouse in London for 15 years.
But London. See, now there's a time period, 15 years. Look.
Yeah, for 11.4 million to house ambulances. But the NHS are going through hard times. But
so what does that mean? That means you have to take a pay cut?
Well, he should be saying, listen, we'll reduce the.
Supposing you had tenants in your property, and the tenants are going through hard times. What your rent has to be reduced?
Well, if it's 11.4 million, a couple of thousand, 100,000 ain't going to worry me.
Oh, okay. So you take a pay cut.
I'll take a pay cut. If I know that they're strapped, I'll take a pay cut.
Mm.
You
So I
adjust
guess
with that.
I wonder what Charles and them are thinking. With regard to their business being exposed in the way
Yeah.
that has, because I think this was from Channel 4,
Hmm.
and of course since that was mentioned, it's obviously been on the wires everywhere, and his business is his business is out there now. His business is out there. Not that he wanted it out there. Do you know what I mean? But it's out there. Let's just have a sneak preview as to what they're saying.
Dispatches documentary has revealed details about the royal family's finances, including reports that private royal estates have received millions of pounds of income from public bodies and charities.
Yeah, it's been claimed that the Duchies of Lancaster and Cornwall portfolios have generated almost £50 million.
Well, the contracts with public bodies said to include a £37 million agreement with the Ministry of Justice, an £11.4 million deal between Guy's and St Thomas's NHS Trust. This is what appeared on the programme last night.
Charles and William aren't telling you about their secret millions.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for paying your rent every now and then.
Their private estates, the Duchies of Lancaster and Cornwall, make Charles and William £50 million a year. But they have repeatedly refused to reveal exactly which properties they own.
Can we have a report on the list of properties?
I don't see why.
And details of how these estates make their staggering profits and from where have remained secret until now.
Wow. Let's talk to the king.
Wow is the word. Wow.
But
Wow.
you see that's wow.
Did you see what's her name's face?
Which one?
Oh,
And
and
Diamond.
yeah.
Anne Diamond's face. I mean, Anne Diamond's face. Now, come on, I read expressions really well. I mean, her expressions, what was that actually saying to you, DJ Smiley? That was saying, oh, cheeky, cheeky. Oh, naughty, naughty. Oh, someone's taking a backhand somewhere. That's what Anne Diamond was saying.
Well, I'd say they're getting paid.
Handsomely. And listen, this is King. I thought it was a queen, but this is King Charles and William getting these separate figures. William's
Not
purse,
Harry.
William's purse is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, he's a prince. How would you like to be treated if you was a prince? Just a question.
Yeah, but for me, I will feel all right. However, not having that sort of money as a prince. Just because you've got that title, most of the stuff should have gone to the house itself, as in the king's house, and then it filters down. But not
Right.
for Prince William, to get that sum of money because of the title he's got. Now he's the Duchy of
That's William and the wife.
William. Yes, that's correct. And Kate.
Right?
Yes.
Kate. Yes. I can't leave that. Kate.
Yes.
So how does it make everybody feel about that? What do you lot think? Pinky, you think it's good, bad, indifferent? What do you think?
Do you know what? Okay, for everything else, fine. But the fact that it's the National Health Service, again, coming from the public purse, because it's the public purse that supports the National Health Service with our national insurance
Contribution, which they put up recently, by the way.
Right. So, I mean, you think that you've been paying NI. I mean, they don't pay NI, you know, right. So we pay NI, we pay National Health Service contributions. So I'm really disappointed. I'm shocked to really find that the National Health Service is paying them rent. And at the end of the day, when you were sick, it's the National Health Service that you had to go to.
Them included, because Kate was in there, wasn't she?
Yeah. All of them have been inside the hospital. that you're actually taking rent from. The hospital, as we know, there has been so much backlog in, you know, patients waiting for operations. And I mean, it's in turmoil, the National Health Service, despite them saying that they're pumping more money in it. I can see why they need to pump more money in it, because once that money goes in, it's been taken out by Charles and his son, which is it's sad.
And of course, they're using that money to their advantage.
Of course.
You know, which, you know,
that's like the back in the days of you know, which you're doing it, which they have been doing it now. You're really robbing from the poor. You know, the National Health Service, the biggest things that we've talked about
you're making
throughout this century or throughout this last 10 years is the National Health Service, and how, you know, in tatters, and, you know, how much it needs.
Well, okay. Keith, you got your hand up. What's your thoughts?
For me, I totally agree with what Pinky was saying. And also, you have to remember that the money that they have earned, they don't pay tax on it. They don't pay corporation tax. They don't pay capital gains tax. They don't pay any of that. It's just pure profit. And bearing in mind it, and as our CEO said, the money's gone up. There's we the taxpayers, we fund their sovereign grant, and that raised 132 million, and that was just last year. That's an increase of 1.1 billion.
Mate, oh yeah, it's true. But just on that tax issue that you said, because they don't pay tax.
Yeah.
The taxes we pay, it goes to them, doesn't it? It's all part and parcel of running the country, and they get a portion of it.
Yeah.
Because the tax is sort of like the ground rent for being on their land.
Yeah. But the thing is, they don't. Although they say that they're a commercial they're commercially viable, commercially working, whatever, they don't pay no tax. They are exempt from all taxes.
Right.
So basically, whatever they earn is pure profit for them. Pure profit.
Pure profit.
Yeah.
To the bank. And also one other side point is, I think somebody said it, but Harry was not mentioned in the mix.
Yeah, I said it. Harry was.
Oh, please said it, yeah. Harry, so we'll just bear that in mind for a minute. Lisa, you got your hand up. Harry not mentioned in the mix. No, there. Oh, but that's another side point. Go on, Lisa.
Okay. Do you know if anybody listening is in one of the areas owned by the Duchy estates? They also, what can I say? How do I say it? So, there's a law. It says here, thanks to some obscure ancient law in Cornwall, if you die without any descendants to pass your property on to, the Duchy of Cornwall will take it all for itself.
There's a law.
Yeah,
if you die with no descendants.
So people own properties in Cornwall. You haven't got a descendant to pass it on to. It goes to the Duchy estate. What a wonderful way to make money.
Wow. Hold on. Now that's if you haven't got a descendant.
But hang on a minute.
Because they'll look for your next of kin if you die, don't they? And if they can't find someone, then it goes to the estate. Well, then there you are, Alicia, you said it. So the estate, that's them. That's them. That's the Duchess of Cornwall.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, right.
Yeah, because that's how you've heard it in the past, isn't it? If you die, they can't find it, goes to the estate. That's what.
Yeah, and that's them. They are the estate. Okay, yeah, I understand that now. Yeah.
That makes sense, doesn't it? Pinky, you got your hand up, right?
Yeah, because they're very smart. It goes to the estate, so it's like, you know, it makes me sit down and think, you know, this inheritance tax, the capital gain inheritance tax,
which they put up again, right?
Right.
That's
I mean, they've gone to. Can you believe? So that is 60%. Yeah.
60%.
Yes. 60%. Wow. So that means that when you want to, if you leave your house to your children, that's 60% that you've already paid for the house. You already paid all the stamp duties and everything else. And then they're going to take 60% out of your inheritance tax. How do these people get away with this? In this country, Britain, how long
Right.
are
Yeah, you're
people
right.
really going to sit by and allow the government to keep digging out your eye?
Well, so because people don't understand it. That's like when the budget comes, most people aren't watching. The budget wasn't that the other
60%.
day. What was in the budget? Most people don't even know. When they read out the budget, most people don't even understand. Uh, so they're making money. I mean, bottom line, they're making lots of it. Ground rents are going up, and their taxes from all, and the what you're paying to just to drive. Driving is really a privilege now. What you're paying to drive, I mean, seriously. Crazy cousin, got a hand up. Come in, touch the thing.
So, Martin Lewis, financial education. He's been talking about it for years. There is a reason why we are not taught financial education. Because if you're kept in the dark, you can't challenge nothing. So we now had this disclosure about King Charles and Prince William. Why are you surprised? The people are in the dark. They like it that way. Yeah. If you don't know, you can't challenge. And yeah. So, and if you can't follow the what they call it now,
the budget,
you got to follow the money.
Right. No, it's true.
You got to know what you're doing. You got to understand. This country has been doing this dumbing down exercise for quite some time, and our children are suffering because they're not getting the right skills to be able to challenge and to understand or to critically think about anything.
Right.
And the elite children do.
That's why they go to Eton.
Right. Yeah. But oh God, I buck up with one of them, and they're a piece of work. They're an absolute piece of work. They are so sly. So sly.
The youths them in Eton or the royalty?
No, the children, the educated ones, the ones that's got everything.
Yeah.
The ones that are not in touch with the people like us. Sorry, I don't mean to downgrade or offend anybody, right? They have no experience. I've noticed this for years. They have no experience of what it's like for other people, believed to be underneath them. They've got no idea, and
No,
it
it's the
shows.
struggle. They can't understand the struggle.
No,
only way you can understand the
listen,
struggle is to be in it.
When those riots started in August, I had a conversation with this one, and he said, blonde hair and blue eyes, early 30s. But I'm a white man. I'm not affected by none of that. Right? So, yeah, because then they could thief from your salary. You wouldn't know because you do not have the financial education to challenge it.
They do thief from your salary, and we do not, because you're right, not have the financial education to challenge it. It's legal theft. That's how they do it. It's legal theft.
They've been asking for that. They're not going to do it. We have to do it. You've got to find a way. Hang on to Martin Lewis's shirt tails, because we're going to need it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
we're going to need it.
Yeah, they're bringing out new and more ingenious ways. They do. They rob you blind and you don't know it. Yeah, and it's taxes. Anyway. They just say taxes. Everybody gets scared.
Yeah, because it got more to lose.
Yeah.
Labour, my God, they're taking the heat from from the pensioners. The pensioners have been attacked because, this is my opinion, the perception is that they've got all the money. But what they haven't, you see, this is another financial education. You haven't explained to the younger generation how the pensioners come to have this money, right? And they've worked their socks off.
Yeah, time served.
No recognition of that. But the young ones want to take their money away from them, take their homes away from them. Come on, man.
and it's
Financial
done in a clip.
education.
Yeah. Interestingly, by the way, my neighbor here, he had cancer. He died, but before he died, when he first got the awareness of the cancer and all the rest of it, so he had still a bit of time to go. He sold the house before he died, and I think he
Very
then put the
smart.
money. Yeah, I think he then put the money in the trust.
Smart man.
And
Yes.
2 kids, because if it had happened the other way, the tax that
That's right.
most of the money goes.
Inheritance. Yeah.
It goes to the government. You know, but obviously he got some form of education because black people just die. We just die. We're not.
Family. Yeah. It's true.
And then the government gets its tax, and what little bit is left over, the kids are squabbling about.
Yeah.
It's sad to hear it. It's a squabble.
Yeah.
It's a proper. Where's my money? I want my money. It's a proper squabble over the money. It's not a plan of, well, they've left us this. What can we do with it to make it more? I was just talking to an estate agent. He come from Grenada in the 67, I think. Bought his first house in Harlesden, £5,000, he said it cost. And then he bought the office that he has in Shepherd's Bush. He said it was 32,000 in 1982. And here he is now, 76 years old, and he's got a business, and none of the kids want to take it over.
Oh wow!
But of course, and he's telling us, but obviously in our community, when we die, they're fighting over the little money, and they don't build on what was there already. They just sell it off.
Yeah,
and it's
don't build on the legacy. They don't believe in the legacy. Yeah.
And we just popped in there before me. I had to put parking on my vehicle. The guy, he was kind of, he's got all this on his chest before we could talk any business of any sort or whatever. The man, he had to offload. He had to listen to the story. But you couldn't disagree with him because he's been here forever and he's just seen the landscape changing. And of course, is fully aware of how and why it's changing. And he looked at me and says, your generation, because your parents plant the seed, and rather than you lot water the seed, you lot dig it up and sell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then literally just give it away. You know what I mean? Crazy cousin type of things.
It boils down to education again. And the dumbing down that has happened to everybody that's not been able to go to private school and all of that stuff, right? It's all deliberate. We've walked into this. People value things rather than, it's easier for some people to just get rid of it rather than to carry it on, and not necessarily their fault if they don't know how.
If they don't know.
Right? All this education system has done for us is prepared us to work for somebody else in a factory, in an office, in a da-da-da. We have not been encouraged to think for ourselves and look for ourselves and try and provide for ourselves. And I must say that feels like it's turned around though, because the younger generations now, they're making their businesses, they're doing their social media, they're doing and I'm so proud of that. I mean, when I meet younger people in the workforce and I get to chat to them, you don't want to work for anybody else. You want to work for yourself. As hard as it is, it's still worth it. Now, unfortunately for that man, I'm not his daughter, because boy, me would I take over that business and run it. And the thing, it's not only the school, it's at home. If the parents were able to instill that education into their children, unfortunately, that man couldn't, though. He didn't.
No, he did. His son was actually working in the office with him. and then off the back of that, he landed on his feet. So, one of the kids that were doing South Girls, there's a grandson, but you just can't, innit? I mean, you can't force them in. The one that came in, landed on his feet, ended up doing something else, but the others,
not interested. Well, that's unfortunately that's life.
Yeah.
But if you've got a choice,
it's the irony of it. Some of them kids just turn around and say, "Well, yeah, I'll just wait," because
lazy,
you're not living forever.
No imagination. Oh my God. I mean, if I had my time different, I wouldn't be working for nobody.
I know. You can't make this stuff up.
I would not be working for nobody.
You can't make this stuff up. So Man, he's done well in obviously his thoughts, his ambitions in the beginning of setting up shop so that the kids then, he'll have something for the fan, them can take over. And he did his bit, and then here's the kids growing up thinking, yeah, Dad, you've done well. We'll just wait. I mean,
lazy.
You can't make this stuff up. You so. But again, crazy God, it is what you're saying. It is the education, because of course, if the kids are just going to regular school, they're not going to have the mindset really to take it over.
No, they're not going to be encouraged to do that. I've seen it.
Yeah,
we have to, and it's shocking in a way, because the black school that I knew of that was up in Tottenham, I think I heard they shut that down.
Oh,
we're
Black
not
Boy Lane.
allowed to have. I can't remember the name of it, but we've never been encouraged to have our own schools. They've always fought
black
tooth
people have
and
their own
nail
school.
to make sure we didn't have them.
Who's going to encourage us?
We did actually fight for. We did. There was a lot of talk back in the day about having our own schools. This is why Saturday schools came out. So, like, one of the most prominent Saturday schools that I've known, that I attended, was the Queen Mother Moor. It was called the Queen Mother Moor.
What area?
That was right by. That was in Clapham Common, because Clapham Common is the main part for Wilbur. Wilbur. Am I saying it right?
You could be.
Wilbur. The main. Well, he weren't the main, but he was one of them. That's the Wilberforce. Is that his name?
Wilberforce sounds more interesting. Shams and Giggles, we're here each week.
Yes.
We're talking the things as we do. We're having to go to break, but big up everybody in the building. We're going to be back after these words. Pour yourselves a drink. Get relaxed. We got things to talk about.
You must understand, the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl opposite